know Dan has read this passage. Pilgrim at Tinker Creek is a narrative book by Annie Dillard, and she writes about her home and shares her reflections on nature, the different experiences that she has out there. And as you may have heard, this program is about seeing deeper into nature, and this passage is called Seeing, and I think it really captures that. So, for nature does reveal as well as conceal. Now you don't see it, now you do. For a week this September, migrating red-winged blackbirds were feeding heavily down by Tinker Creek at the back of the house. One day I went out to investigate the racket. I walked up to a tree, an Osage orange, and 100 birds flew away. They simply materialized out of the tree. I saw a tree, then a wisp of color, then a tree again. I walked closer and another 100 birds took flight. Not a branch, not a twig budged. The birds were apparently weightless as well as invisible. Or it was as if the blackbirds, or it was as if the leaves of the Osage orange had been freed from the spell in the form of red-winged blackbirds. They flew from the tree, caught my eye in the sky, and vanished. When I looked again at the tree, the leaves had reassembled as if nothing had happened. Finally, I walked directly to the trunk of the tree, and a final 100, the real diehards, appeared, spread, and vanished. How could so many hide in the tree without my seeing them? The Osage orange, unruffled, looked just as it had from the house, and 300 red-winged blackbirds cried from its crown. I looked upstream where they flew, and they were gone. Searching, I couldn't spot one. I wandered upstream and forced them to play their hand, but they crossed the creek and scattered. One show to a customer. So I'm Lauryn, as you may have heard. Today you're going to join me on a guided hike on the Trail of Reflections, and we're going to stop and have some discussions about and do some activities that will help you see deeper into nature, past the things that we see every day. Humans are often distracted by the obvious parts of nature and miss the beautiful hidden gems in the natural world. So the other day I actually went on a walk in Schmeeckle for the first time in a while. As a student, it's hard to find the time to do that. And I noticed that when my mind wanders, I tend to look at my feet a lot and not notice the things around me. So once I became aware of that, I began seeing so much wildlife and noticing small details about them. I saw 2 snakes staring at me, which was pretty cool. I saw 2 deer make beds and lay down. Of course, this is when it was 70 degrees, not 30. And saw some ants carrying parts of plants that were 4 times their size, which was very entertaining. And I don't usually get to see that because you don't see that when you're just walking. It was also captivating. It had been forever since I got the chance to do that and to take the time to really look at nature. And I was lucky that my phone happened to be dead as well, so I was free from all distractions possible. So I'm sure all of you have been on a walk here at Schmeeckle. It might be hard to find the time to do it sometimes though, and to really become one with nature. I know we all have busy lives. So there's a whole world of things to explore here at Schmeeckle that we don't really get to see very much. We see the trees and the deer all the time, obviously, but it's not often that we get to look closer and look at the lichen on the trees or the bugs. What are the deer doing and why are they doing that? So today I'm going to give you all the time to take a deeper look into Schmeeckle Reserve and see if you can find some hidden gems that you've never noticed before. Use your sense of curiosity and wonder to ask questions and learn more about the magic that the natural world holds. So now, we're going to hike the Trail of Reflections and we're going to make some stops. But on the way to our first stop, I want you all to use your 5 senses, except maybe your taste, to observe our surroundings. And when we get to our destination, I want some of you to share some things that you might have seen on the way. So, let's go.
Those your antlers? Your tree?
All right, so does anyone want to share what they saw on the hike over here? Anything cool? Yeah, Delaney.
Say there was like a tree that had a lot of green like buds on it that we walked past that was really standing out.
I know, I was looking at that. I was just saying I'm glad that the buds held on to the winter part. Anyone else? Alright, so although there's countless things for us to discover out here, nature is very complex, as we all know, and diverse. and it's a place where with an entire world hidden beyond our sight. So to put our exploring abilities to the test, we are going to go on a scavenger hunt. I have a list of things that are out here in Schmeeckle, and some of these are obvious things that won't be too hard to find, but some of them are more difficult and go beyond our normal line of sight. So now, you may not be able to find every single one of these things, but I want you all to challenge yourselves to find as many as you can in the time that I give you, and you can do the scavenger hunt as groups, like as a family. So I'll hand out those checklists, and well, you guys have pens over there. I have pens. And then, Delaney, if you want to hand out.
Sounds like you're a scavenger, okay?
Okay,
But
you have to be the writer then. You got the clipboard, you have to be the writer.
I can dig one out.
I got one.
Cool.
Brand new ones.
I like these. Alright. Need a pen? There you go. Alright. You are free to do your scavenger. I'll let you, and just stay in this area in my line of sight so that you can hear me when I say that it's time to come back.
Animal home, not enough. Robin, big plant,
Lauren, do you have one more?
puddle,
Yeah, I have a lot.
so with the flowers.
You want another clip? Oh, you have another clip?
You want to hold this one? Perfect, that's okay. Thank you, Lauren.
I'll go with Daddy and Toby will go through.
Is that how you want to do it?
If we just walk.
Okay, and you have the pen or no?
No.
Alright.
Where are we going?
So you want to use one of your colors?
Oh, here's
You got fancy pen.
University Center's pen.
University Center's pen.
Alright, so first,
And a note too.
alright, I know that's
Delaney, do you want a scavenger hunt?
And I know what I'm
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just like, oh, what looks cool? Thank you.
Maybe I'll donate these to Schmeeckle.
yeah.
Kind of like a hole. Remember how we were looking at those yesterday?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, maybe where the woodpecker did,
And
or
then it gets bigger and bigger.
yeah.
I think this is Tristan's,
That's where we found a bunch of the bugs last when we did this last week.
There's no snake. Here if you can.
I know Chris had some of those out for snakes.
Oh.
Yeah, it says Parks main office on it, so I'm assuming.
I think it's just where they got some.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's one of
It
ours.
says do not stack fragile, so it's just some leftover from somewhere. What else we got there?
wonder who's getting it. I knew we'd be in this spot, so I was like, I gotta put some easy ones on there. They all have mushrooms tucked off on it. Do you want a scavenger hunt?
No, I just thought I'd come in and bug you.
No, you're good.
Yeah. And also, I was like sitting there doing my thing and going, iPad for Griffin.
I know, I got a little camcorder.
And we talked about clipboards, but I wasn't worried about that because you said you had one. Yeah, and if you hadn't had it, and actually I mostly came down to see if you needed any more.
Yeah, okay, we have about, I think, like 8 people.
Yeah, oh, good. Yeah. Oh, that kid type.
Yeah, they both are. We got 3 kids, which is nice, because I have a kid activity at the end, and I was like, if there's no kids, I'm making the adults do it, no matter what.
You help me do my homework, man. Yeah, there's always that weird dynamic with that, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but those two, like, they don't even want to make it. Well, I made the journal, so you're good.
Well, very cool. Very cool. Cool. I was
All right,
checking
a
in
few
on
more
you mostly
minutes.
if there's anything
Few more minutes.
you needed.
Things I've got one extra battery for this, and if that doesn't work,
Do you want me to leave this with you?
well, I got my camera too, so.
Back home, they're freaking out about teaching kayaking in the snow. So yeah, you're doing that. Here, I'm going to leave this with you,
Okay.
so you have that if you need it. So cool. And I think you have enough folks to do this. And looks like you're having a fun time.
Killing me just a little bit inside being off trail this much, but
Oh, you know, there's always the learning to do, which is the hard part and not the warm fuzzy part. You know, I mean, but this is a nice steak.
You can't tell time, huh?
What's that?
You're a little early.
I'm 2 hours early. Yeah. Because I'm technically, he takes the first shift and I take the second shift and supposedly we're going to sleep.
Oh, I need pine cone in a hole in a tree. A cavity in a tree.
The camcorder works.
You want me to put it back there? Because I'm going to, drink it very confident.
I think some of the other things went back to sleep for the
I
winter
know.
time.
I was just saying that when we did this, they were like finding the snakes. We found a worm. We found.
Not today. There's no sun and it isn't warm enough for the snakes to be sunning themselves out here.
I was just showing, not to bring in other things, because you're here, but I just got a text from friends of mine who are teaching a kayaking class back home. It's 24 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing their river trip today. Oh my God. And I'm like, and I was like, oh, this weather sucks right before I got there. Poor Lauryn. And then I went, oh, it could be worse. Could be better.
Yep, it could be worse.
And where's that? South
Oh,
Dakota?
yeah. So they're running it. All the students cruises. And I miss it.
How'd you do?
Bro, when you find stuff with like
Maybe we can keep looking as we go.
How'd you guys do? Check it.
oh, remember the
Yeah, no. And no.
We
don't
don't
know.
find it.
Yeah, he doesn't live there anymore.
The robins went
He
back
ran over
south.
here somewhere. I think
Even the
he's
stupid
got to
ones
think
that
there's
come
a lot
in
of
March.
people over there. Maybe he shouldn't be living there. All right, everyone. Does anyone want to share something interesting that they found that either was on the list or wasn't on the list? Something cool. Yeah, tell the whole group about it.
No.
Brooklyn found poop. So, yeah, a lot of poop.
Yep.
All right, so some of these things are pretty hard to find, right? Some of them are easy. But these are all things that we can see. They're just hiding or underground or inside trees. There's a whole world of things happening that we can't even see. There are bugs inside of trees and underground. There are roots sucking up water and sending them up towards leaves. There are microscopic organisms breaking down all these dead leaves around us. So if you think you found a lot of things out here today, just know that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's always more to explore. So now we're going to head to a new spot and try a popular activity that will allow you to use your creativity while observing nature. And on the way there, I want you all to use your ears to listen to the things around us in nature and see what you can hear. Here we go. Anyone hear anything cool?
So, kids running.
A bird, kids running. Do you know what kind of bird you heard? Yeah, me neither. I'm not that good with bird calls. But I know I hear them. Cool. Alright, so, as humans, we're all humans, we each have different interests, talents, and ways of expressing ourselves, which we can use while observing nature. So today, we're going to try an activity called nature journaling. I have nature journals made for everyone, so you don't have to worry about having your own. And I'll be giving you each a small notebook, which you are welcome to keep. And you'll each find a spot to sit or stand for about 10 minutes. And during that time, you can use your journal to record what you see, what you smell, or hear. You're welcome to do whatever you want in this journal. You can write a list, you can write a poem, you can write a song. You could draw, you could do a leaf or a bark rubbing. You could even collect things to put in your journal, but only dead things. Please, no living plants or animals. So, many people use nature journaling as a form of meditation or to improve their mental health. They find that taking the time to observe nature in this way helps them feel in touch with nature and reduces their stress and improves their mood. So we'll see how this helps you all. So you can use this time to enjoy and observe nature however you want to. So I'll pass out these journals. And you can decorate the covers however you want as well. Do you want a nature journal? Alright. And I've got pens too.
Stuff on the little first
You want one, Delaney? You want one?
No,
Sure.
I don't want
Okay. But yeah, you can go and find a little spot. I know it's kind of wet, but if you feel comfortable, you can find a spot to sit. And then I've got pens. Help one of you to write a song. Do you have a pen, Brooklyn? Do you want one? Or do you have your own stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I think jelly. In my backpack, I'm gonna forget about it. Watch out for the runner, Brooklyn. Brooklyn,
Move over to
you're gonna get run over.
What happened?
I left it on the stairs. Making toys on them.
Why did you do that?
It was an accident. First, I was doing some lace wraps, and then I realized that they're putting colors on it. So I was like, cool. And got more colors on it.
Wow.
You're silly. Sophie's still up there. She's up there. Sophie, you want to come down? All right. Does anyone want to share what they wrote or drew in their nature journals? Anyone? Do you want to share? No? Sophie or Brooklyn? Do you want to share anything? No. That's all right. How do we feel after that? Does anyone feel calmer?
Nope.
No. How do you feel, Sophie? Did anyone see anything cool? Yeah, I know we found those cool branches. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the pavilion. We're gonna walk the rest of the trail, and we can use all 5 of our senses on the way there to observe. But I want us to focus on our smell. When we go past the wetland part, there's a lot of really cool smells over there, I think. And so let's see what we smell. That's always a fun sense to use in the outdoors. So follow me. Make sure we have it. All right.
Found this.
Alright, we got everyone? Okay, so, did anyone hear anything cool or smell anything cool on the way here? Anything?
No.
Smell like marshmallows? Interesting. Wonder what that could have been. I heard a lot of birds. Yeah? Birds? Yeah, there's a lot of birds. Alright, so, today we looked at a lot of things. And sometimes it's hard to notice little things because we're looking at such a big picture, such a wide view. So to help us focus on the smaller things, adults can choose to do this, it's mostly for the kids, but I have extras. We're going to make binoculars to help you see the details and focus on smaller areas. So I have binoculars pre-made, but I have a lot of decoration activities, so maybe we can put it on the table here. And I have 8 pairs of binoculars, so who wants to make a pair of binoculars, adults?
I do.
Alright, I've got markers, I've got glue. And I can wrap up so that if you want to leave, you can if you don't want to stay for the binoculars. But, so, today we talked a lot about how we can use our senses and our creativity to notice more in nature than we usually do. So the fact that you all came here today shows that you enjoy the outdoors and care about nature and Schmeeckle. But I hope today you learned that all the plants and animals, even no matter how small, deserve our love and attention. So you may have thought that you've seen everything there is to see out here in Schmeeckle, because we all know Schmeeckle pretty well by now. The deer, the trees, the lake. But I can assure you, you will never, ever see everything there is to see. So my challenge to all of you today is to never stop exploring. Thank you for coming. Yeah. All right. Dan, you want to make a pair of binoculars?
I told you that you would want to.
Here, I'll open these.
I think I'm gonna make a rainbow.
Are these sticky? Or are they just good?
I'm gonna put 2 of them up there and act like this too.
They're all out of little